Hey, how's it going? My name is Fred, and in this video, what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk to you guys about something that's near and dear to my heart. And what it is how to adopt the 4 stages of a successful budget, right? So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about some things, kind of like from what I've seen in the past from clients, heck, for myself, because we all want nice things, right? And in order to really retire in a lifestyle that's comfortable for us, where we don't have to go be a Walmart greeter or something like that, we have to start to plan early, right? So in this video, I'm going to talk about some things that's going to help, right? Help you start planning. And the earlier you plan, the more time that you're going to have to really get where you want to get in the future, right? Um, and what I'm talking about kind of is like, it's what we call the compounding effect. Okay. So one of the first things that a person needs to do, in my opinion, and everything I'm talking about today is my opinion, but I think there's probably studies that show what I'm talking about will actually, there's studies put in place that actually uh, validate what I'm going to talk about, right? So first thing I want to talk about is understanding your money and how you're spending it, right? Because we all tend to spend things and not really pay attention to what it is that we're spending. We know that we don't have as much money as we'd like. We don't know how to curb that. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to start identifying what you're actually doing with the money, right? And the only way you can really do that is to take a long, hard look at your spending habits, right? And I'm not talking about from memory. I'm talking about actually writing things down so that way you can kind of get a grasp of what you're spending, right? Because we could all guesstimate how much we're spending, right? I went to lunch today, um, and the meal was like, I don't know, 22 bucks, 21.95. No, 23.95 is what my meal costs, right? But that's not taking into account how much the tax was and how much the tip was. It doesn't take into account how much parking was and how much gas was to get there, right? So these are the types of things that, yeah, I went to lunch, right? But I also had to drive to get there, right? I had to put wear and tear in the vehicle, right? Which is adding miles to my car, getting me closer to my next service. So there's a lot of things that kind of have a compounding effect. And that's what I want to talk about, right? I want to try to open your eyes into, you know, where all your money is going. Because if you really take the time to start to write things down, you'll really start to understand how the money is being used, um, in ways that you can possibly cut back and allocate those funds to something better, for the better good of what you want for your future, right? And I know I talk to a lot of young people, people in their teenage years, people in their 20s and their 30s. Heck, I talk to people in their 40s and 50s, right? And, you know, I'm over my midlife, my midlife age, in years. So I believe I have the knowledge, I have the experience, because I've lived, frivolously, where I just go spend everything, right? And I kind of know how that lifestyle was. And it was about 20 something years ago, I'd say probably in around the year 2000, when I first made my first budget. Like I took detailed documentation on everything that I was spending my money on. I would keep a receipt for everything so that way I knew exactly how much money I spent. And it was crazy how much, when I found out when the end of the month came, I was like, whoa, I didn't even know it was nearly that much, right? So I tell you this because it's something that I feel that you need to get a grasp on early. The earlier the better, because like I said, time and the way it could help your money compound, the longer you have, is the more beneficial it's going to be for you, right? So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about: understanding your money and how you're spending it. Just write it all down. Make a mental note to yourself. Hey, Let me just go get a little notebook from Walmart, Target, whatever. Keep a pen in the car, and just anytime you spend money, write it down. Heck, we all got a smartphone. That's what it's there for. Get an app. Whatever you're spending money on, put it in the app. If you don't want to get an app, they got a notebook in the phone. Put it in the notebook. Write it down on your notes. On this day, I spent this much money on my lunch. I had to go get gas, right? I went to the grocery store. I stopped at 7-Eleven to get a soda and some chips. Whatever the case is, write it all down. I promise you. Yeah, it's going to be an inconvenience. But once you start to realize all the overspending and the spending habits that you have, it's going to start sinking in. You're like, oh, heck, what can I do? I spent $780 that I didn't really know I spent. And no wonder, right? No wonder why my money is gone before the end of the month, right? So this is key. It's very important. And I promise you guys, if you do it, you're going to see some things that you never realized, right? Because it's happened for me, and it's happened for, I don't know, dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of people that I've coached over the years. So something that is very important, get with that. That's step number one, right? Step number two, right? Once you've done all that stuff, right, writing everything down, see where your money is going, what you want to do is you want to make the tough decisions about prioritizing your spending, right? So is it a want or is it a need, right? We all know wants versus needs, I want that nice pair of new shoes that just came out by Yeezy, right? I want those, right? I wasn't able to win them in the lottery. I could have got them on the lottery for $210, but since I didn't get them there, now I can go buy it for $350 at the store, right? Now, is that something that's a want or is it a need, right? Or, I need some groceries to get me through the week so I can stop spending money on lunches, right? Instead of going out to eat, I'm going to go ahead and bring my lunch 4 days out of the week. I'll go out 1 day a week, right? So wants and needs is something that we all got to make those tough decisions on. I tell you, it's not just you. I'm in the boat. Pretty much everybody's in the boat. We all want to live with the Joneses, right? But sometimes we don't know what the Joneses, what they've done, right? Where they are in life, right? So these are the types of things that, like, we don't need to try to impress people. What I'm trying to do is not impress you, but impress upon you things that I would like to see you guys do, right? Because I'm gonna go back to it over and over and over again, but people don't really care about what you got, right? Yeah. They might say, oh, he's bougie or she's bougie. Oh, they're just trying to show off. They're trying to showboat, right? And we all feel good when we have something that's nice, right? We worked hard for it, right? But did you actually work hard for it, or did you go overspend to get something, right? That, it may be good for a little while, right? But how long is it actually going to last you, right? Women, I know we got the women out there, they want the Louis purse or, a Gucci wallet or whatever the case might be. Yeah, it's a nice thing, but how often are you using it? 1, 2, right? Is it adding any value to you? Not just now, with feeling good, right? It's giving you that status that you're looking for, right? Now, are you looking for status? Are you looking for, when you retire, are you looking for a better lifestyle so that way you don't have to work? When you retire, you're actually able to enjoy your golden years, right? Because a lot of times once we retire, now we lived on that fixed income, right? What are you doing now to get you to that fixed area where you got a certain amount to live on, right? And these are, it's just things that I really wanted to talk about today. I really wanted to talk about it because I feel it's my job. It's my duty to get the information out to as many people as I can. I lost my last YouTube channel, so now I'm slowly building back up. I'm slowly putting content back out there. I had several hundred videos, and for some reason it just got all wiped away. So now I'm starting brand new, and I had to rebuild, all the followers that I had lost, right? So I'm starting with you guys fresh, right? And I'm talking about all kinds of topics on my channel because my channel is basically revolving around finance, right? Financing and budgeting, credit, right? Because with all of these things put together, we're going to be able to do a lot more with our funds and where we can go with them, right? So that's what my job is to try to help push you guys towards the right direction, right? And I want you guys overspending. I want you guys to again make them tough decisions, right? It's a mental thing, right? Because a lot of times, we do want to keep up with the Joneses. We do want to feel good about ourselves, but there's ways we can go about doing that where we don't have to break the bank, right? Do we actually need a pair of red bottoms? Do we need those red bottoms, or can we go get something that's a little bit cheaper? I myself, I buy shoes. I'm not going to lie about it. I have probably about 10 or 12 pairs of shoes from a company called Beckett Simonon. They are custom made shoes. Quality is fantastic. Same exact shoes I buy from this company. I'm buying them sometimes on sale for $100. Sometimes I pay full price. I think they're like $160 for a pair of tennis shoes, right? But if I go to Nordstrom's and buy a same looking pair of tennis shoes, right, that look exactly the same, they're just minimalist sneakers, but looking exactly the same, they might cost $600 at Nordstrom's, or I could buy it from the company, right? And I'm saving a few $100s. That few $100, instead of giving it to Nordstrom's, I could take that money and invest the money, right? I could put it towards my future. So little tweaks and changes in your spending habits can make a world of a difference, right? When I wear these shoes, nobody could come up to me and tell me, "Oh, you're wearing some bootleg shoes," right? Because one, the shoes are a lot better quality than a lot of these shoes out there, right? And I got expensive stuff. I have cheap stuff, right? And I have things in between. So there's a way about going about getting things where you could still look good and look presentable and look like you're keeping up with the Joneses, but for a fraction of the price. I'm gonna leave a link in the description below. Check them out. It's Italian made stuff. It's very good quality. So just something to look for, right? Because there's ways to get around spending unnecessarily, or if you need it, hey, find a way to get it at a better deal, right? Another thing, when making those tough decisions, right? I'm not sure if you're familiar with Rakuten, right? A lot of times I go shopping, right? And my son turned me on to it, as a matter of fact. So he turned me on to a company called Rakuten. Basically, you sign up and you could shop at different stores that I already shop at. Places like Nike, Adidas, Nordstrom. Those are three of the main companies that I use. And you just go through the app and buy the stuff through the app. And, it's not like you're getting a discount. You're paying the same exact price. But what Rakuten does is they send you a percentage back in cash. You build up a cash value. And I think maybe, twice a year or something, they send you a check in the mail, right? So, I'm building up money on that, right? So I'll leave a link in the description below if that's something that you're interested in. Heck, I don't know if you are or not, but if it's something that you need and it's on Rakuten and you're going to buy it anyway, hey, might as well get paid for it, right? So yeah, same thing. And with that, moving on to the next thing, which is the third thing, is budget with a lifestyle in mind, right? Now, when I talk about keeping up with the Joneses, I really am talking about keeping up with the Joneses, right? Can you really afford to keep up with the Joneses? Or are you breaking your bank, breaking your back to try to pay these bills? You're falling further and further in default, right? I'm trying to help as many people as I can get into a position for when they retire, that they're going to retire comfortably, right? And it doesn't matter how old you are. If you're just starting out, you're in your 40s, like I'm pushing 50 in a few more years. I just turned 47, right? So, I started later than I really wanted to, just because of my financial positioning when I was a little bit younger, the trials and tribulations that I've gone through. But the point is, get started, right? Like I said, I don't care how old you are. If you're in your 50s, you still got time. Make up as much as you can. So, and I'll talk about these subjects in different videos, but this video right here is just the 4 things I wanted to talk about. We want to talk about that lifestyle, right? What does your retirement look like, right? Because we all know usually on the weekends we do things. Things cost money, right? But when we retire, and this is the things that a lot of people don't think about, every day becomes a weekend. You know, we don't care if it's a Tuesday afternoon, Thursday morning, or a Wednesday evening, right? Every day is a weekend. So what it is that we're doing when we retire, how comfortable do we want to live, right? And that's the things I'm trying to figure out, you know, not just for myself, but try to help my people, you guys watching this video. I'm trying to help you figure it out, all right? And the only way that you're going to figure it out is if you start to make some changes. And like I say, I know it's not easy. I know it's difficult, right? But it's something that you have to do if you want a better position later in life, right? A lot of us live paycheck to paycheck. Is that you? Right? I just want to know, are you living paycheck to paycheck? Are you robbing Peter to pay Paul? You know, what exactly is it that you're doing? What exactly do you got going on? Right? And I'm talking to you because I really want to know. You know, I'm genuinely concerned. I'm genuinely intrigued about what it is that you want your future to look like, right? Because it won't look the way you want it unless you make those changes today, right? I beg and plead of you to make those changes. You know, you can Google plenty of calculators online to kind of see what you want your future to look like, how much you need to be putting away, how much short are you if you started today? How much short of your goal would you be if you started today, right? And then once you figure that out, go to Social Security Administration, log in, see what your retirement benefits are going to look like, what your RSDI is going to look like, you know, what your retirement from Social Security is going to look like, you know, if we even get that, right? Do you have 401k at work, right? Do you have a pension? What do those types of things look like? We want to put things in action, right? We want to put these things in action so that way we kind of have an idea, right? 'Cause it's like when we're going somewhere that we've never gone before. We get in the car, we put the address in the GPS, and we click start, right? It's going to take us where we're going. And if we're short, if we're off track, you know, if we're off the beaten path, they're gonna bring us back to where we need to be, right? And if you have this information, you're gonna be that much closer to knowing what you need to do. Now, will you be able to do it? I don't know. I can't answer that for you, right? Only you know what you got going on, and it starts with putting this budget together, right? And I focus a lot on the budget because so many people I work with, so many people, they don't have the budget in place, so they don't know where the money's coming from. They don't know where it's going to, right? They know they're short, you know. How many people do I know who have a repossession on a credit report? You know, how many people do I know who didn't have enough money to make the car payment and didn't realize that they can call the company and ask for a deferment, right? There's so many people that bury their head in the sand because they don't know what to do. And I'm here to try to help you guys navigate the waters, try to give you guys some ideas, give you guys some things to look forward to study on, right? Because if you're doing the same thing expecting a different result, you're just going to get the same thing, right? Things aren't going to change until you change, right? If you want to change, you got to make a change. Right? I'm going to say it one more time. If you want to change, you got to make a change. If you don't make that change, you're just going to get the same thing, you know, expecting a different result. That's the definition of insanity. So I'm just here to try to help you guys get to where you're going, kind of learn where you are, and ways to help you get to where you want to be, right? So a lot of times what happens is, right, somebody will start this plan with me, right? We start working through the plan. They get their budget together. They know what they're bringing in every month, right? And then they know what their bills are. Then they know what they're spending their money on, right? So we got all these things, all these working things in motion, right? And the thing that they come to realize is that they don't have enough money. Wow. They don't have enough money. And when you realize that you don't have enough money, now you got to start focusing on, okay, what can I do to get me some more money? What do I like doing? What's my hobbies, right? Can I make money off of that, right? So many of you guys know that I have a credit repair company. I've been in credit repair for the past 20 plus years, right? So I've been doing credit repair for a long time. This is my 22nd year in the industry, right? I've mentored and coached dozens and dozens and dozens of people, right? Coming into the industry, exiting the industry, like what they can do, right? And countless clients. I can't even count the clients. The amount of people, the amount of families that I've helped, I can't even express that to you guys, right? But it started with me having bad credit. And once I realized it, then I started to study the subject, right? And I started to study the subject and I started getting good at what I was learning. So then I started putting it in motion. I said, okay, let me go ahead and try to help some people. Let me do what I love doing. Let me see if it's going to work. So I worked it on myself first. Boom, it worked. Did it for some family and friends. Boom, it worked for them too. Then one of my buddies, he was like, yo, we can make money doing this. Let's go ahead and start a business. But he didn't say, let's start a business. He said, hey, I do real estate. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get people. I found my niche. My niche is going to be people who can't qualify because of bad credit. I'll send them to you. You fix their credit. Send them back to me. I'll get them closed. Bam, and we'll do it all over again. Because they're going to start giving me referrals, and it's going to be a repeatable cycle. And I was like, cool, I'm with it. Right? So that's where I got my start in that, right? Something that I love, right? Something I love helping people. I realized that there was deficit in the amount of people who understood credit, right? I understood it was something that I went through. I had bad credit. I couldn't get approved for anything. If I was able to get approved, I'm getting approved with super sky high interest rates, right? Which is one, taking money away from my family. Two is giving more money of my hard-earned money to the banks, right? When all I had to do was fix my credit, then I can get better credit score. Then with the better credit score, I'm going to get lower interest rates. Once I get the lower interest rates, I'm going to save a couple $100 a month. Then I take that couple $100 a month, I go buy an insurance policy. Bam. Now I start rolling that thing, right? Because you always want to have everything in motion all at the same time, right? It's how the rich people get rich, right? Because they have a strategy. And I'm trying to help you guys strategize, right? I want you to strategize, but see exactly what I'm doing, right? So what is it that you can do to help people? Sometimes people take really good pictures, right? Sometimes people are really good with like social media management, right? Like where they are able to do like TikTok videos or YouTube reels or, all this stuff, right? Stuff that I don't know about, right? But they do, right? And they know how to do it, and they get their videos to go viral and things like that, right? What can you do? Can you do something? Is there something you got a talent for? Something that you enjoy doing and wouldn't mind getting paid for? I talk to my friends and family about this all the time. When I was younger, I would always love to be an athlete, right? Because they're getting paid good money to do something that they love, right? You look at LeBron James, Steph Curry. You're looking at these people and they're making so much money, right? For doing something that they love. They got a passion for it. They've been doing it since they were kids. They excelled at it, did everything they could. But not only are they athletes, right, getting paid by the NBA, right, but they got shoe deals. They're getting paid by Subway and all these other companies, paying them for the sponsorships, right? So they have their main thing, which is the MBA, but they got all the side incomes as well. What can you do on the side? What can you do? Right? Now, I know you're not going to get a sponsorship off the bat like that, right? Is it possible? Absolutely. I know a few people who got sponsorships by multiple different companies from doing barbecue, right? Because that's something that they love, right? What do you love? What can you do to make some extra money, right? So just something to think about. And then finally, step 4, build a budget that allows you to save money, right? So what I always suggest people to do is a couple things, right? First thing, you always want to look at your taxes. Do you owe money at the end of the year when you file your taxes, or do you get a refund, right? If you're getting a refund, you're giving the government a loan at 0% interest, right? Why would you do that? Why would you give them money for free? Like, you can't go to the bank and get money for free, so why are you doing it for the government, right? We already had to pay the taxes. Why are we giving them a 0% interest loan, right? It's not cool, it's not fair, but so many of us do it, and we think it's cool because, yeah, we get $4,000 or $5,000 when we do our taxes, right? That just means you're shortchanging yourself for the whole year where you could have got that $4,000 or $5,000, right? Let's say, for example, you were getting $6,000 payment for your taxes every year. It's $500 a month. What can you do instead of giving it to the government for free? What could you do with $500 a month? Well, first of all, you can get yourself an insurance policy. You can put money away in a Roth IRA, or you can put money in your 401k. There's lots of things that you can do with that money, right? Or you can even start to grow a business, right? So many people have become millionaires over the past couple of years during COVID because they started a business during COVID because they saw opportunity, right? So that's all I'm trying to have you guys do, is to think things through, think about things. You know, what can you do to bring in some extra income? Because at the end of the day, we're looking for our retirement nest egg, right? And we want to try to build towards that nest egg, right? Now, I don't know what it looks like for you, what you want when you retire, what that looks like for you. You know, I myself, I want to move out of state once I retire because I live in California, and California is extremely expensive. 1, 2, our taxes are ridiculous. So there's nothing really holding me here besides my job, right? Really, I have a fantastic job with great benefits that I get to take with me once I retire. So that's what I'm here for. It's for my job, right? But I know what I want when I retire. You know, my wife and I, we discuss this information, as I believe all of you should discuss it with somebody, right? Are you married? Discuss it with your partner, your spouse. You know, discuss it with your partner, whatever the case is, and work towards that. You know, whatever that looks like. You know, I know I will be receiving Social Security. I'll have my 401k or my 401k. I will have a pension. So that's three streams right there. I have insurance policy. I have another insurance policy. So there's a lot of things I have in place working for me, right? IUL. So I know what I want, and I've already put the plan in motion to go after what I want for my future, for the future of my family, right? I just want you guys to start thinking about what that might look like for you, right? So I know I talked a lot, but I just wanted to bring this video to you to kind of get you guys thinking more about your future and what it looks like, right? What you can do now to kind of see where the discrepancies lay, right? Where are you losing at? You know, why are you losing? Because once you start writing things down, you're going to start seeing. Because we could think about it all we want, but until you actually look at it and see exactly, okay, you know, I'm looking at my book, right? You know, because I'm writing things down all the time. I'm looking at my book. Okay, right here, okay. oh man, I went and spent money over here. Oh, I went and had some drinks with my friend here, and then I went to meet another friend and had a couple more drinks, and then I went and met my other friend. All this in one day? Come on. First of all, it's too much alcohol. Second of all, I shouldn't have spent that much money on eating. I wasn't even hungry, right? So these are just the types of things that I want you to start thinking about, right? Start writing things down. Get in the habit of writing things down, identifying where the issues are. And then once you do that, then you're going to have a better understanding of what it is you need to do, how you can cut back, where you can cut back, right? And in future videos, what I'll do is I'll talk about different things, right? So a lot of times people have Hulu, Netflix, Peacock. They have all these different things, and they have cable. Then on their cable, they have Showtime, HBO, Cinemax because they want to watch shows on each one of the channels, right? And at the end of the day, you're pushing $200-300 a month just for cable services, right? When you're looking at it for just one type of you're looking for just one show or a couple shows on each channel, right? I mean, I don't know. I went from one company to another company because one, it cut out instantly my internet bill because when I switch companies, I get free internet for life with that company, right? As long as I keep their cell phone. So bam, I got that. Do I like the service? It's not as good as the service I had before, but it's saving me $60 a month on my internet bill. So I'll go ahead and take it. You know, it's not as good, but it's good enough, right? So just things that you guys got to really look for. You know, what I recommend you do: take 1 month worth of paychecks and take 1 month worth of bank statements, and get all of your credit card bills together, all of your household bills together, like your power, energy, garbage, whatever you have, cable, all that, just everything, your insurance, car payments, everything, just write it down. Get an Excel spreadsheet, put everything down, write down due dates, write down interest rates, all of that. So that way you have a place to start looking, right? Then start attacking, right? So wanted to go over this video with you today. I think I got the points I wanted to discuss today out. In future videos, keep an eye out. If you haven't already, give me a like. If you're not subscribed, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, so that way you can be notified anytime I drop a video. With that being said, I want to thank you for watching the video. If you made it this far, I definitely appreciate you. Share the video if you think somebody could benefit from the information being taught. Okay. That being said, you have a good day.